Yeah.
Let's look at the veto, find out where we're going to play. Autoband is going to be Cafe and Consulate. Okay. And off the bat, Luminosity rid of Bank, Borders gone, so no repeat, Villa gone. Okay, Clubhouse.
All right. Well, that is, of course, the most popular map, and actually a really good map for Luminosity. They've played it 3 times, won twice 7-4. It was against Reciprocity and TSM, and then drew it against Rogue. So they've probably played it some of the most out of all the NA teams in terms of Pro League. However, the Sonics have not yet, unless I missed that. But obviously that gives a lot of footage for Sonics to have studied versus Luminosity, which are going to have to go in a little bit more blind and hope they can improvise as they need to. So, there is some advantage for Sonics there on this particular map then.
Yeah, I to an extent, an advantage for Sonic. I don't know. I think both these teams are going to be pretty well versed on Clubhouse.
Yeah, it's not exactly a new map.
Yeah, it's one of those maps that are practiced pretty frequently. What do you guys think? Who's going to win? You could fill us in here.
Decent amount for the Sonics, despite the situation that people are familiar with, but a lot of faith in Luminosity to pull this off here.
Yeah, certainly a lot of faith there, and well, 69% I think is pretty safe.
Yeah.
For Luminosity.
I think so. You really never know. I mean, I would think, in a lot of reasons why Luminosity would win this, but at the same time, like, you just really never know. We have so many upsets in this game, so many unpredictable factors, so many small things that can clutch rounds out and things like that. You just never know. But Clubhouse, at least a map we know well, should be interesting. Definitely the NA's favorite map.
Yeah. Now, moving into this round, it's going to be, or not round, but rather band phase. I'm sorry. This is my
like a round.
4, 5, 6. This is my 7th match for the day. Luminosity going to be banning first because they are on defense. Sonic will be banning second. Right out the gate, the first attacker is going to be.
Is it going to be Heartbreacher? No.
Capitao. So probably a Maverick ban.
I would think so, but you never know. Every once in a while, you get the curveballs on the second ban.
Sometimes, yeah, that's usually where they come out. But it probably is going to be a Maverick ban or some kind of hard destructor. That seems most likely, or maybe a Jackal.
Yeah, I think those are all pretty likely candidates. But of course, it's the Thatcher instead.
Okie dokie.
That should be interesting. We've definitely seen that backfire sometimes on teams on this map, but
well, honestly, I don't think it's going to be that influential because I just very much expect I just expect Maverick to fill that slot really well. Because, I mean, most of these teams I think both these teams are well-versed in their Maverick play. So
yeah, and you're pretty limited to what you could do to counter him. Both Maestro and Echo, though, going to be available.
That's big.
Should be fun.
Yeah. Could be very different. Defense has a lot of tools now. They lose a lot of tools, though. I mean, the Mira is a foregone conclusion, but the Valkyrie is a pretty heavy hit. Valkyrie's been... I mean, she's always the information operator that goes overlooked. Usually the Echo and the Maestro get banned instead of her.
Yeah, I feel like mostly it's just Consulate where Valkyrie gets banned, but it's definitely not been the case all the time.
Well, jumping into this, it'll be a cash defense.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of teams have been preferring Church, but I feel like it's also kind of started to shift back to cash again. So, because once the rebuff or the rework of the map was debuted, it was very heavy on to cash. Started to lean back towards Church, but maybe it's kind of gone back the other way. There's that Maverick pick you were talking about. Mm-hmm. And also a 6 pick from one electricity operator to the other, from Kaed to Bandit. Gotta wonder if the Kaed there was to try and tease that they might be playing Jim. Some teams are occasionally bringing out Jim Bedroom first, as odd as that is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, cash is usually the starting site. It's either cash or basement, right?
Yeah.
And Jim, if they're bringing it first, it's as a curveball. So nothing crazy really going on here. There's just no curveballs being thrown.
And I got to imagine they're going to read into that. Like, Sonics will know that, if they're showing the Kaed, they might be just faking it out. That it would be better for them if they were going to do anything to fake and 6-pick the Kaed, so. They are going to have the Twitch as well, though, to provide some extra utility to try and get rid of those batteries if need be. But like you said, the Maverick will help make short work of that. Plus, they also have the Thermite to help with the hard breach. And then, of course, if they decide to do the Maverick trick, they've got the Buck and the Zofia to be able to breach the soft wall if they make it soft with that Maverick Torch. There's plenty of utility to open up walls here, so it's very, very likely Luminosity are not going to be holding walls for very long.
Definitely.
See how it plays down, though, of course. Neptune's looking like he can open up this hatch first. Whether he's going to play above it or not, hard to say, but you definitely want to get that open early and put pressure on so they can't just hang out in logistics the way they want to.
Soniqs going to be opening up the hole with the Maverick. There is somebody on the other side, and he will die. It's Factor giving away a free kill early on. He was on cameras.
Well played there. Good timing. Of course, Avian was backing off just in case that was someone there, and he did see that. Gave Super the shot. So good start. Again, that wall is definitely not going to be long for this world now, despite the Thatcher ban.
Really good pick there, yeah. That's going to allow for the wall to get opened up nice and easy by not the Maverick, but actually the Thermite. You don't need to open up any more holes. You can just exothermic it. Nice and simple. Ghost trying to cut off the rotation of the player inside a workshop might have been droned out.
Doodle just going to take out, I'm guessing, a Claymore.
Yeah.
Whether he uses it now or not, that's suddenly going to make them have to watch that doorway, so that's a smart play.
Yeah, you don't get your Claymore back, so it's just expended. Done. Now, Luminosity. In a good spot overall. I've lost one, but they've delayed reasonably. Wall is open, but that's not exactly surprising. That's usually going to happen on this site. Doodle will take out Super as well on the run out, so that impact working out pretty well. Doing it ahead of time instead of trying to, you know, explosively run out at the same time as the impact. Working in their favor. Now Luminosity looking a little bit stronger. Soniqs have to figure something out in terms of the strategy. It looks like they want to take in through Workshop. They haven't opened the wall yet. They're working on that right now. There it is. Wall open. Now access to the site granted. Neptunes from below looking to do some damage. We'll open up a whole lot of angles onto the potential anchor spots, but no kills as of yet. Buck not working in their favor just yet.
No, definitely things slowing down a bit in terms of trying to jockey for position as well as try and get an idea where people are positioned at, so they can storm in and get those kills. With Soniqs being so slowed down, this is giving Luminosity a chance to kind of reposition their angles, though. Feel things out. And a nice grenade, quickly traded back by Rexon, though.
Yeah, Luminosity now only need to delay for 20 more seconds. It's going to be an explosive end to this round as the plant starts to go down thanks to Goddess and Ghost, who's covering, but Ghost loses his fight, which means Goddess is alone. She'll have to come off the plant. She'll get one nice headshot onto Hyena, but now she's alone. She doesn't have any ability to plant. She'll try to go for the kill. She'll get a second. Rexon inside of the garage. The last defender left knows that he waits this out. It's the right call. But that will be a successful plant in all likelihood from Goddess, and she might actually be able to flick onto this last defender who's attempting to retake now. Sees Goddess. Shots miss. Goddess now aware of her opponent as well. It's going to come up down to the heads-up fight. Either one of these players could easily win this one. Rexon has a slight advantage because of the positioning, and he'll win it. A beautiful retake there from Rexon, and
Celebration
teabag onto Goddess. He'll also get the disable, I suppose. A little bit happy about that win, Rexon, but he'll get it. And that'll be the first round for Luminosity.
Definitely Rexon was a little bit, in some ways, at a disadvantage in terms of giving away his position a lot with those pre-fires, but at the same time, he knew that the defender was going to have to cover that defuse. It was just not a great position for either player really to be in, and good trades back and forth in the middle there kind of made it so it was down to the wire, and Impressive getting a plant down, but if you can't guard it, doesn't really do a whole lot for you. So like you said, Rexon making the right choice, just waiting things out and seeing if the plant actually got stuck.
Goddess got a little bit too passive there in the post plant. She didn't really have any hard cover anywhere she could hide to hold on to that diffuser post. So she needed to actually just get aggressive and take the fight on all those open angles and just win it. But unfortunately, she didn't do that. She tried to play the cover, and that's going to favor Rexon as the Jaeger retaking.
Yeah, he's going to have the speed advantage and the gun advantage 2-bit as well.
And the side advantage, really, in that kind of engagement.
Yeah, I mean, when there's all there's to hide behind is like a little tiny desk thing.
That's all those reasons why Goddess needed to take the fight. She did have a valiant effort in that round, though, to manage to get the most kills of her team and get the plant down. Can't do everything, I suppose.
And we'll see how things go down in Church, though. Of course, things are going to change up just a tiny bit. Not so much for the Soniqs in terms of operators, but they are going to get that Kaid this time, of course, which the site, gym bedroom, are the two sites that makes the most sense for. So we want to guard the hatches here, and it's more just to deal with some of the walls and the upstairs gym bedroom defense. But the more you can delay on these hatches, the better. So definitely, I mean, this is one of the bomb sites you first think of when you're thinking of Kaid as a new operator getting introduced, because there's so many hatches that are important.
Yeah, he's really good here. I mean, he's good on a lot of sites, to be honest. Kaid is a really powerful operator.
I'm glad they brought him down to 2 Electroclaws just from the initial 3, but at the same time, yeah, like you said, he's been a good choice, and it's a nice balanced choice in the sense that he's not always picked, but he's definitely useful a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Looks like.
Oh, what were you going to say?
I was just saying it looks like we might see some initial push into blue, but I don't know how aggressive this is going to be.
So we're putting up a Claymore. Interesting spot. Oh, yeah, it's supposed to be in case somebody runs back through New Blue. It's not going to catch anyone coming up the stairs in all likelihood, but I mean, it might.
Smart.
Yeah. Either way, yeah, Claymore down by New Blue. He's droning his way into blue itself. One playing at the bottom of main stairs. That's been spotted out by Neptunes, and he can open up from above. Legion Trap going to slow that down, though.
Well, they're going to have to see if they could try and get some initial picks, and it's so hard to do on this bomb site just because someone's got to give something to you pretty much for free to be able to get a kill. Well, they are going to at least get some time to get set up, and of course, since they clear the top floor fast enough, they could just start opening hatches, things like that.
That's one evil eye dealt with inside of blue, I believe. A drone from Ghost coming in to try and spot anyone who's playing blue. Doesn't seem to be anybody, though.
Now force them off.
It's free if Soniqs choose to take it, but it also might just be a trap here from Luminosity as they've set up a number of lines of sight into blue itself. Should be a bit of a death trap. You can see 4 people staring at it right now.
I liked the distraction there with super droning, and then Ghost is more stealthy drone trying to sneak around, but it did eventually get spotted by Doodle. Well,
I don't know why that C4 came out. Did you see that?
No, I missed it.
Factor threw a C4 at the bottom main stairs. He had no cause or reason to.
He was just excited.
Now he's gonna hold the door. That's a C4 not used there. Well, used, but not successful.
Not a great use of it, that's for sure. But Ghost, great use of his F2.
And win the angle fight inside of blue, despite it being to his disadvantage. Factor gonna get the kill for his team though. And Omo, that's 3! A beautiful lineup there. Hyena adds to the tally to 4K for Factor. He doesn't need to hit the C4, he hits his shots. Luminosity will take the round.
Wow, really made up for the C4 usage right there.
Yeah, really.
Guess he didn't need it. It was more just weighing him down. Need a little bit more mobility, but this is the second time we've seen a Kaed play like that in Memorial as well. Just going off with that gun. It's a very good, strong gun if you can hit your shots.
If you have clear-cut targets like that,
yeah.
I mean, not many guns are beating you in that kind of an engagement.
The speed and damage, like the rate of fire with the damage, you don't have to hit heads.
The TTK is pretty fast with that gun.
Well, it definitely worked out for Factor there, who that's a good start for him, being the newest member of the team. We'll see Gym Bedroom now. So they're 2 for 2 on their primary bomb sites. Although, as Troy mentioned earlier, it doesn't necessarily indicate primary. But yeah, I'm going to start with.
Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. You know, it really is... sometimes you're trying to mix up your opponent. Sometimes you're just going to what you're comfortable with. It depends on if you're playing for you or playing for them. Here and now, it's Jim.
Doodle's doing some work on those assists. If only he could finish more of his kills. We have 5 assists already.
Yeah.
Setting them up.
He's doing a great job. Great job. Excuse me.
Well, we got the castle, of course, being one of the important operators to this bomb site. And we've seen teams run without castle, generally not working out great for them on Gym Bedroom. You really need to have that extra layer of defense on the gym itself.
I mean, it usually gets sledged too, though. Like, I mean, we see these castle barricades brought a lot, and
I feel like it's more the one that's between, like the inner doorway that matters more.
But they're not gonna. I mean, are they gonna try and bandit trick though? Like, are they really? I mean, they might try a Kai to Electroclaw the jacuzzi wall, but are they gonna try and bandit trick? I don't know.
Probably not.
I mean, they haven't even reinforced the wall. Look at that.
Yeah, they might want to finish.
It's open.
Oh, all right. Well, this is different.
No reinforcement on the wall. Either they did it late or it was never a plan.
Wow, that is the most we've seen that gym wall opened ever.
That was clean.
Yeah, put some work into that. Took a long time, but I'm hoping it works out for them with the amount of effort they put into that.
A lot of shotgun shells.
Yeah.
A lot of Doodle shotgun shells.
Means he's going to have to definitely go with the SMG-11. Or the, yeah.
Were you about to say the pistol? Just in case he has it?
I was just thinking the shotgun, but I'm like, wait a minute, no.
He doesn't have the ammo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bomb has been located.
Super, losing some HP by the strip club. Going to go retreat into the strip club out of the hallway.
A lot of damage done, though.
That was a ghost hammer from Neptunes. He has superpowers.
Used his mind.
Mm-hmm.
It's the new buff, the ghost hammer.
Yeah.
Can't throw it, but could still use his mind.
So Soniqs are doing pretty well so far in this round. They got that wall open for free. I don't know if it was intentional from Luminosity that they left that unreinforced or if they were just late on the reinforcement. It looked like they were late because Rexon was trying to get it earlier.
Yeah.
Thomas trying to avoid the flashbangs. There's a mute jammer here, so he doesn't need to use Electroclaws just yet. I don't know if he has impacts, but he might do.
They're very likely going to be running those.
Here comes Goddess trying to open the wall. The nade to clear the mute jammer. No Electroclaw down because it's Thomas on the floor, actually, from the nade. So the wall opened up nice and easy. Rexon tried to challenge the hallway. This is very dangerous, but it could work out for his team. They do need to start fighting back here. Sonics have full control over the Sukuzi situation. Rexon gets away with his life, but Thomas is finally finished off by Goddess inside of the bathroom. It's a good take here so far from Sonics.
We'll definitely need to do some droning now just to get an idea how much further they can push in, who's going to be where. They have an idea on the logistics office, Rexon trying to be mobile and Doodle as well, but they're going to have to retake successfully here against the diffuser starting to get planted after the first attempt.
Yeah, Goddess looks like she's not actually going to be able to stick it. She's coming off to try and cover herself, but she'll die to Rexon, who downs another. 4 being finished off by Neptunes, who's managed to put 3 together in this round. Lots of lit opponents here for Doodle to knock down, but he's got to get his timing perfect. And Neptune's going for the plant. He's not even going to check the right angles. Nice attack there from the Sonics. Very clean, in through Jacuzzi, and it just didn't seem like Luminosity had the tools to stop that onslaught.
No, that was definitely a bit of a steamroll, and some of that might have just been due to the misplay with the reinforced wall, really kind of giving a slight advantage there to the Sonics, and they were happy to take advantage of that and push on in once they opened things up a little bit, and just inability to deny that control from there. I mean, Plant not being able to go down wasn't the greatest part, but winning gunfights can make up for that.
Yeah.
See how Cash goes the second time around here, though. As they are not going to try Jim again. Obviously, they don't have to, and they're not going to.
Yeah. Well, that's probably the right call.
Probably.
No perfect cycle from Luminosity, so they go to Cash, like he said.
I can imagine this time, though, we're not going to see Factor die due to getting a shot in the feet.
Yeah, because he was on drone right in front of the wall.
Yeah.
I don't expect her on camera right in front of the wall. Correction. But, yeah, I don't think so either, Devin.
That'll probably make a difference, though, in this round. But to be fair, they did win it last time. It was just a lot closer than they would have liked, down to that 1v1. This time they should be able to deny it a little bit longer. However, again, there's so much utility on the side of the Sonics to be able to open that wall that I don't think he's going to be able to do a lot. He might not even stick around to trick it. Might just put his batteries down and get on his phone somewhere else this time.
Yeah, anything's possible. I mean, I think he's going to try and trick it for a little bit since the Thatcher's banned. But as soon as the Maverick gets there,
yeah,
I mean, he's obviously going to leave. I mean, the Maverick is... See, that's the thing that we earlier today... We had a situation where Thatcher was getting banned, and Maverick wasn't being used as a substitute, and it was perplexing because, I mean, you're seeing it right now.
Yeah.
Maverick is an more than adequate substitute for a Thatcher if you're just trying to open walls.
Especially on this map.
Yeah, especially on this map. But then I was talking about Villa, actually, in that last... When we were doing the LATAM play day.
Yeah, that was still a good example. That was interesting, to say the least.
It was weird. It was weird. But, yeah. Avian's going to open up, trying to get those bandit batteries, and then they're going to probably thermite the wall if he... Or he could trick it. He might just be trying to trick it. It looks like he's going for the whole thing.
Well, just take out the batteries and then open up the wall. I mean...
Yeah, you could do that. I mean, there's the thermite repelling upside down, Goddess.
Yeah, you don't have to expose your feet.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, she got off repel. She didn't mean to do that.
Accidentally pressed the button too far.
Yeah, that's why I wish we had advanced repel. Because then you have to hit a button to get off the repel when you're going down, so that doesn't happen.
I like the sound of that.
But we don't have it. So, wall open. Good job to Goddess. Good job to Avian. Good job to Super for all that coverage.
Good jobs all around.
Good jobs all around. Pats on the back, everybody. Double high five, even. Super gets the lead-off kill. Here's Thomas hits the floor. That's the smoke, guys. The smoke! Worst possible operator to lose. Hyena will refrag Rexon on the entry, but Luminosity just falling apart here. Sonics come alive, rushing to the site. Factor a nice headshot, but it's just not enough. It's all on Doodle now, and he can't even get a single kill by the rafters. Sonics, a great execution in from the server wall. They did not hesitate. And Luminosity were not prepared for a absolutely monstrous push in through the server wall.
No, it seemed like they were expecting walls going to get open, but they're going to take their time, set up either push from the connector or push from garage, things like that. But
That's usually what happens.
Yeah, and they were just like, nah, you know what, wall open, that's enough. Well, come on in. I mean, Hyena did try and stop it. He has been pretty good in denying with the Meister from what we saw on Monday as well, but that wasn't enough. I mean, he wasn't able to follow that up with a second kill, dying right after, and just you saw the members of the Luminosity trying to rotate back to site, but it was too little, too late. Full site control was had within a good 5 seconds, it seemed, for Soniqs.
Oof.
The
Attackers need to locate
salt here from these guys.
Oof. Wow. Okay. I don't even know what's happening in the chat right now. I'm not, personally, Devin, I don't know about you, I'm going to avoid it.
Yeah.
Luminosity going for another defense on Cash.
Neptune's doing quite well for himself up there at 6. He had some real up and down matches, so it's good to see him being able to pick a lot of those kills up this time.
Luminosity haven't been able to really make anything happen on their defensive Cash so far. I mean, they won that first round.
Yeah.
We went to it, but this last one was really one-sided, and it mostly comes down to the fact they weren't holding the server wall. They just weren't expecting it, like you said. They were not expecting somebody to just rush in like that.
Well, here's what's interesting. They're going to ditch the Bandit entirely, knowing that wall's going to go, and go with the Echo instead so they can have a Yokai drone inside, I imagine, so they could play a little bit further back from it, deny any kind of potential plant, or at least be able to get some intel as well to potentially support the roamers, imagine, but that will maybe help so they don't just die immediately as soon as the wall gets open.
Yeah, maybe. I guess we're going to find out. No. Soniqs just setting up again for the same take they gave us the last round, it seems. Maybe not a rush in through the server wall this time, but at least in opening up the server wall, they are uniform. Goddess might just go for the plant. They're droning right now. They're trying to figure out if anyone's going to trick. There is no Bandit. There is no Kaid, so there's not going to be a trick.
It is important to find out if they've changed something, what it is they've changed, and why they've changed it, most importantly. Like, what are they trying to do?
Yeah.
Trying to anticipate that.
Absolutely. Wall open. Good job, Goddess. Shield there, inside of B.
Good usage of that as well. You can see him seeing clean through it, but I imagine that shield going to get taken out by a lifeline if it wasn't already.
Has just been, I believe.
Yep.
Well, the shield's eliminated. That is an interesting FOV on that SMG-11.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing a little bit of that bug every once in a while. It is a spectator bug, by the way.
No lifelines left to take out the camera.
That's not great. There is a sledge, Neptune's, but he's on the other side of the map, so he'll have to rotate over, and that's exactly what he's doing. He's rotating specifically to deal with that Evil Eye. That's how important it is.
Right through that trash wall. He has the grenades to do it, though.
Yep. Or actually, no. He's just trying to take it through a workshop, it seems. Or, you know, he's got a lot of options. But, well, that Evil Eye does need to be taken care of, and he's the only one who's going to be able to do it right now besides the Twitch.
He doesn't want him seeing him on that screen there.
Yep.
Could you imagine if he just jumps in and tries to sledge it?
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, probably not. I mean,
No.
good,
Yeah.
but
that would be crazy
yeah.
if it were.
Looks like they're all set up now in construction here. The connector try and push. Things really slowed down for them, it seems like. I mean, getting the wall open sooner actually hasn't seemed to benefit them too much. They haven't gotten really any damage. In fact, they've taken a slight bit of damage as Super has. I guess Thomas is as well. But it certainly didn't die first this time.
You can see why they were so cautious with that first exothermic charge. It's because they wanted to use the second one on the workshop wall. Now that both walls are opened up, Luminosity has significantly less ground to play with. However, as you said, it was slow. And it took a long time for Soniqs to make that happen. So here comes the tussle. Last 25 seconds, and it's a back and forth for the lead. Luminosity still on top, though, and there you go. 2 in a row for them. Looking like a third, as in sight is the Twitch of Ghost. He gets eliminated. There's still Goddess alive, but she's going to have to find 4. It just doesn't seem likely with 10 seconds. And there it is, the last kill for Doodle and Luminosity. I'll take our third round. Finally, after 2 rounds in a row for Soniqs.
Seemed like it was much smarter for Luminosity to play outside the room. Great adjustment for them, realizing the wall being held was not something that was going to benefit them, but they knew it was going to get opened and they needed to be in position to defend it. They had the deployable shield to try and help at least hold it a little bit longer so they weren't fully exposed once the wall got opened. But it was good that the smoke of Thomas was able to back off safely when that went down, and it actually made it a little bit harder for them to take out the Maestro Evil Eye because they wasted all those lifelines. So just smarter play and adaptation to what Soniqs were doing, and then Soniqs just getting kind of stalled out inside connector.
Yeah.
Back to church we go, though.
All right, basement defense for Luminosity on the final defense of the first half. And after this, we will transition over to the second.
Defenders,
Oh my
protect
gosh.
your bombs from being defused by attackers.
There's another match after this one. I just remembered.
Oh, sure.
This still feels like the last one. I got that weird feeling because it just feels like the last one. I don't know why.
Yeah, and it's tomorrow for you now too. You know,
Yeah.
you started yesterday.
Well, it's right now. It's 4:48 a.m.
It's good times.
Yeah.
So far, we've had some pretty swift matches, and this one looks like it could be a bit more back and forth, potentially.
Yeah.
But this is the last round before the side switch, so you never know. You know, that first match we saw, once the side switch happened, things really
10
changed.
seconds left.
It's true.
I'm going to see them set things up here. They are going to play the Echo again. This time, Hyena going to be on it here, as it was Factor last time. He's going to be playing with that deployable
Attacker's
shield.
objective is to locate a
They
bomb
are,
and
I think, being used a bit more often now. I don't think they're as huge a game changer as people were worried about, depending on how you use them, but I do think we are seeing them a lot more common. But that is a spot where you could see it normally anyways.
Yeah. Sonics managing to get 2 rounds of this first half is pretty substantial. If they do get a third, I have a lot of confidence in Sonics, to be honest.
That's true, and this is a very defensive-sided map most of the time.
Yeah.
So that is definitely an accomplishment.
If Sonics get 3.
Yeah, we'll see if they can manage that. Here's, of course, Luminosity are going to be playing a bit more turtle. They're not going to go for a roam or anything, so a lot of it's going to depend on if the Sonics overexpose themselves to some of the angles, or if Factor goes crazy with that gun again.
Luminosity have been looking pretty strong as well, though, so let's not discount that.
Absolutely.
I think Sonics are just playing with reckless abandon, to be honest, and it's working out great for them.
I mean, it did a little bit work out on Monday. They just couldn't close out the rounds, but they actually got a lot of them pretty close.
Yeah. Right now, they're just going with the basics, so they're doing a lot of pretty standard strategy, right? Simple parts of the execution that are really important. And then after the Sonics have done... You'll get it, Neptunes. You'll get it. Come on. Hey!
You can practice that later in custom.
Yeah, find the exact location. First try every time. But, yeah, Sonics are going for some pretty basic parts of their attack strategy. And then when they actually, like, get the layers peeled back of the defense, they know where they're going to attack and all that, then they go for the proper site take, but it's in an explosion. And again, in that reckless abandon type of strategy, and it works out for them.
I like the pre-fire and then the ADS test with the flashbang there. That was nice and thorough, making sure that no one was going to be really counteracting you opening that hatch. Because, of course, it takes a while to do with the Maverick Torch. So you're going to be telegraphing that you're opening that for quite some time. Could we see... Oh, he was hoping there was going to be a soft wall here just for fun. He was going to be able to rotate and open. In case they used all the reinforcements. But no, it is opened already. Might have been opened by the Thermite earlier. He's going to have some grenades to potentially help with this if Thomas doesn't have some ADSs. But a smoke in the tunnel is also common. But they might have a yokai as well in there that could definitely make it hard for Neptunes to push the shotgun.
And they will cover the destruction of the barbed wire. But look at the time. Again, such a slow attack. These first 2 matches for today were really quick on the attacks. Not today, or not this one, though. Into the armory comes the Sonics, but Luminosity firing back with some kills by Moto. They might even be able to deny this plant, but no, Goddess will get it down, and she watches her own flank, but Rexon wins that fight out. Factor coming into blue. He could see the IQ from behind, and it will be a successful engagement for him. Super, the final attacker, he's gone. And just like that, it's going to be Luminosity taking this back. Is there some bad blood that I don't know about right now? Because he just said sit and actually accidentally typoed an R. So, am I missing something, Devin? Because I feel like I'm missing something.
I think if it's super, assuming there's bad blood, is a foregone conclusion.
Maybe, I don't know.
You never know. You never know. That could just be friendly banter as well.
Maybe he typoed something else, but it seems like he was trying to type sit. I have no idea.
You never know. This is North America. Chat's half the match. So we are going to see a gym start here from the Sonics on their defense.
Yeah.
So they are going to show the Kaid, though. Like I said, it doesn't necessarily guarantee you're going to be playing there. It just indicates more than cash usually, because Kaid on cash isn't as common as it is on church and gym. Jackal going to be snuck in, though.
Also, on the note of it's just North America, it's probably also just harmless fun.
One would think.
We get a lot of that. Yeah. And it gets taken the wrong way very often. Yeah. So
North America, most of the players know each other pretty well, have for some time.
Yeah.
So there's usually a lot of joking around in there.
Protect your bombs from being defused by
So
attackers.
if you don't know, as I don't know, just take it with a pinch of salt and assume they're just kidding with each other, because that often is the case.
I always assume there's a pinch of salt.
Do you know I once worked with a cook who was making chicken breasts, like a whole cookie sheet of chicken breasts, and he didn't put salt on the chicken breasts.
That's terrible.
No salt. This was my sous chef.
Why even cook them?
I don't know.
I hope there was salt at least put afterwards, if nothing else.
He got fired.
10 seconds
Oh.
remaining.
He's definitely got some salt now.
Yeah.
5
Well,
seconds to go.
it's going to be a Jim defense, like he said, like we said, like everyone said. Hey, guys, it's Jim. Did you see? It's Jim.
It's been said.
It's been said. Now, Soniqs half reinforcing the workshop wall. That's interesting.
No castle as well.
And they're not even reinforcing the top cache stairs wall. They're only going to reinforce the server cache wall.
At least they reinforced all the jacuzzi wall. So we'll give them that. No, they are gonna finish the
one step up from Luminosity in the first half.
right.
Yeah.
Did kind of cost Luminosity the round.
It was a weird lack of a reinforcement.
Yeah, definitely not the greatest strategy, but one we will not see repeated for the moment. But you always got to wonder, where Luminosity expecting this to be the first bomb site. But the operators you're going to bring can be fairly standardized for all 3 bomb sites. There are 4, but no one plays bar. And so they can just bring the same operators regardless. They just might have to change slight bits of strategy on the fly, or just the IG will make some calls on that. Super trying to go for the typical peek you see from the open of a hole in the soft wall there to try and peek on the jacuzzi balcony. Thank you for highlighting that. Oh, just actually opened up a lot of it. Didn't go for a tiny hole. But nonetheless, didn't get away with it all that well and took a bit of damage. Rexon, though, is taking even more damage. And Doodle a little bit as well, though, that might have been from the electricity.
Nice run out there from Ghost, and he gets away with it, too. Down goes Rexon. He has Sophia. He can pick himself up. Or someone else can pick him up. Doesn't really matter. So you only get 20 HP if someone else picks
That's
him up.
true. I'm a little sad resets aren't as much a thing anymore.
Yeah, it is kind of weird. As somebody who's been around for a long time, you miss it, kind
It
of.
was a strategy element.
Yeah, it was.
But now Doc and Fink, I suppose, a little bit more important, I guess.
I suppose. Finka's not permanent heals, though, so it's...
No, but you can get picked up at least by it.
True.
Thomas trying to make that jump safely. You don't want to mess that up.
Yeah, that would be unfortunate. Luminosity has already lost a lot of HP. Soniqs have as well, though. Just a little bit more spread out.
I'm definitely concerned about that. I mean, you got to credit Super at least for making them worry about that peak now from the dirt tunnel, but they're going to drone it just to make sure.
Another highlight here, when the wall is opened up by the Maverick tricking, if you put an electrical on it, it will still electrocute the whole area. So when you push in through, it's going to cause you damage.
Yeah, because the Maverick tricking, I believe, was not an original design of the Maverick to do that. So it is kind of a side effect, much like bandit tricking was sort of a thing as well.
C8 coming in here, and that skeleton key underneath it will do a lot of work. Luminosity taking the Soniqs down a peg here. Super also down, which means it's a 2 versus 5 right now. I'm sure you got some players on Luminosity who are lit up, but I don't think that's going to matter too much. Goddess puts 1 on the board for her team. Looking for more. Great positioning, but Thomas gets her. Now it's all on Ghost. There you go. Ghost takes down Doodle. He's done a lot of damage this round for his squad. He doesn't know someone's watching the rotation, though, and he's eliminated. And that's it. Luminosity take the round and puts them up 5-2.
Definitely a lot of good play there. I mean, from both teams to an extent, but Luminosity were just winning a lot of their fights. They were able to get into positions. They gave them the advantage with that. For example, that push with the skeleton key there, getting the kill into the bathroom, that could have gone either way. But I think the skeleton key was the right choice versus the C8 in terms of fighting that close range fight. But I like that he switched as well to be able to fight anyone in the bathroom to the C8 quickly. But nonetheless, just Soniqs weren't able to push back a whole lot. But we saw the same situation before when Soniqs pushed in pretty strongly onto Luminosity as well. So just difficult to fight. And I don't think, in that case, the castle barricades probably didn't make a ton of difference in that particular round. It didn't help, of course, Rexon getting downed out there as well. Jackal going to be snuck to again. And Super trying to debut Warden for us here. I believe, as far as I know, that is the very first Warden to be played in Pro League. So that should be interesting. See if that makes a huge difference as they try Gym Bedroom a second time, interestingly enough. Now, last time Super, I think, might have even got downed in that dirt tunnel. So a lot of focus on that for him. In this case, though, I got to imagine if he's going to be playing Warden, he should be playing a bit more of an anchor role and a little bit less on that sort of flank Legion that he was playing last time. This will be interesting. I really want to see whether or not Warden's going to do a whole lot here, because I think a lot of speculation is that Warden is just an extreme niche pick. It's just he's not super strong without a ton of smoke plants happening, things like that, or Ying play, for example. So Whether this will factor in, it's hard to say. There is smokes on the board from Factor that can be brought. I'm not sure if flashbangs are going to be as much the concern as the smoke is. We'll see if this is a genius 6th pick or if it's just a big fat waste. He's going to play the stairs for the moment, though.
Well, as we play out this round, looks like Luminosity want to take in through cache and server to start things up.
Yeah, I'm going to push from that side, and then, of course, they figure they can open the jacuzzi wall later. Although Doodle might work on that, you know, while things get warmed up.
Maybe.
Now, of course, you don't necessarily have to use a skeleton key for that. You can have the ITA Factor do that as well and save a skeleton key, but usually I don't think you need all of your skeleton key unless you're going to be doing a lot of bucking, so it really doesn't matter. But interesting to have Factor going, sneaking around in there through the club to try and get some footprints. Might be something to catch someone off, but Ghost is the first to go. He's not going to be able to play that cash peek out anymore this time, although it's good to see that it was Rexon to get his revenge and dropping the good night as a sorry but not sorry. Catch him. Oh, nice peek out. Attempt 2 there from Ghost. It was a smart idea, but just Rexon was prepared for it this time. Doodle is going to be at least opening the ground here, and this is where Super's got the deployable shield in his favor.
Yeah. The Electrocop will slow this down quite a lot, though. And unlike the Bandit battery, it's not easy to pin down. So instead of the Thermite charge, like they normally would, they're going to go ahead and Maverick trick the wall and then open it up with some soft destruction. And that's because of the Electro Claw. So that's an extra step forced, thanks to Soniqs bringing that Kaid.
I'm glad Maverick tricking is a thing. I think it just makes it, you know, interesting the way Bandit tricking did. That there's this play and counterplay, especially with Kaid, in terms of like his Electroclaw, impact nades, just
some of the best things that have come out of Hard Destruction have been accidental,
right?
And I think that's a really.
But I love that Ubi supports them.
Yeah,
so like they didn't get rid of Bandit tricking, for example.
They don't just support every accidental happenstance, no. But when it comes to Hard Destruction ones, I think they lean into them.
Yeah, it's definitely fun here. Super is going to get spotted, so if they didn't know there was the Warden, they do now. I don't think that'll affect much, but they might reconsider a smoke plant. Factor going to use his gun at the moment, though, instead of, and just going to kill him now. That seems perfect because he was the one to be able to go to the smoke. He's going to throw it again, this time very deep, and going to go instead for footprints. Can't quite catch the refag there for Thomas, and actually Neptune's to get a second one onto Factor there.
Perfect timing from Goddess as she peeks right before the smoke plumes. And then from below, we saw a kill there for Neptunes. So suddenly, Luminosity, who are in the lead, find themselves back as they only have 20 seconds and they still have to take site control. Avian with a nice double piece, and it's all the last player. Avian, a perfect triple kill to round out that round. And that's going to be the Soniqs taking their third. What a nice hold.
Just Avian is from the bathroom, just destroying. That gun, though, has been 2 rounds now where we've seen at the end of the round, like, just 3 quick kills with it.
Yeah. Oh, to round out that round.
Right.
I am losing my mind.
Perfect match to do it on.
I don't know. I think this has been a pretty decent one, all things considered. I'm really impressed by the Soniqs, to be honest. The fact that they're managing to put these rounds on the board. And yeah, it still looks like Luminosity has control, but that last round was definitely a bit of a choke from Luminosity and a capitalization by Soniqs. Yeah. Also some really poor timing. I mean, Neptune's coming up from below, flanks the Jackal. The smoke from the Jackal plumes right after Goddess gets a kill exactly on the smoke's location.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it's been some unluck for Luminosity, but
it was
still.
a good start for them, too, because he got the kill onto Ghost and then the kill onto Super.
But still, it's still a win for Sonic, so.
Can't count them out.
Yeah. We're not on a match point just yet. We're getting there, though. It's going to be a cash defense. It looks like Sonics don't want to defend the basement yet.
Well, as we know, this is, as we said earlier, a bit of a defender-sided map a lot of the time, and so there's definitely a possibility that the Sonics can come back quite a bit. This is only their 3rd defensive round, and they've won, you know, half of them so far. 1 out of the 2. It's definitely a possibility they could pull this off, as they've only played Jim so far. So definitely see how their cash hold goes, whether or not they put a lot of effort into defending the wall or just wait for it to get opened. I mean, that was definitely something that Luminosity had to struggle with a little bit. Luminosity going to bring the same lineup they have. As I said, you don't really need to change it up. It is a good lineup for pretty much any of the sites. And if you don't necessarily need to change up anything based off what you've seen from the Sonics, you can continue with that. But it's interesting to see that they're going to bring the Jackal continuously, whereas Sonics didn't really focus on that so much. Got to set up those claymores, of course, because once you start working in this particular spot, there's a lot of run-out possibility, and that is one of the few ways to really do something about Maverick. I got to wonder if that was an accidental smoke.
Bomb has been located.
I can't imagine that was purposeful. It might have been going to press something else or fat-fingered it. It's unfortunate, though, that is only going to leave him with one smoke left, and in this case, there isn't the Warden, so...
No footprints for Factor to find down in stock. Maverick tricking coming out here because, again, because of the Kaid, there's going to be some constant damage being taken here because they can't shoot the battery. So that's like 25 damage done to Doodle just because they brought an Electroclaw from Kaid instead of a Bandit. I
think that can be worth it, especially if you know they're just going to get the wall open anyways. Do some initial damage and see if you can slow it down a little bit.
Absolutely. It also means they have to trick the wall instead of thermiting it because it takes too long to hunt for the Electroclaw. So, yeah, they trick it, then they buck it. And that's exactly what just happened from Luminosity. But again, it did cost them more. And a lot of time.
Yeah. It does seem like that is a bit better strategy than trying to bandit it. Super knows all too well what can happen when you try and bandit trick that wall. Well, we'll see if they can make some progress from here, though, and which way they're going to go about it. Now, I wonder if you can even jump the drone through that. With the Electroclaw, as you said, still working when you Maverick trick that, I got to imagine that might catch the drone. But meantime, Avian not going to have a repeat of last round on his Cade. He is down. A good thing he got some work out of his Electroclaw at least. But good flank there. Factor trying to get a nice pressure here from the construction connector.
Oh, nice angle there from Goddess. As Rexon goes down, Soniqs really showing their own in this match. Got to be impressed. Again, as I said earlier, no reinforcement on the garage wall. That actually could be an access point. They could take control of garage. And by they, I mean Luminosity, but they're not even trying to do that. It's just a workshop take. Dedicated and sure. Hyena takes down Super before the nade can land, but Thomas would have missed anyway. So, nice one there from Luminosity. Good teamwork to make that happen. Factor's actually in garage. Whether he knows that there's someone on the catwalk, and there goes Goddess. Beautiful shot there. And it was a little bit delayed, but no one droning for him, so he didn't know. A second one for Factor. Hyena also takes down Neptunes, and despite the early showing from Soniqs being so great, Luminosity will still win that round and put themselves on match point.
Factor definitely been showing up, being, as I said earlier, the newer member of the team. He seems to have found his own even more so today than last play day. So that's pretty good for Luminosity, who, as I said, have struggled a little bit. This could be a good upswing for them as they are on that match point. Good chance they can close out. But like I said, this is defense now for Soniqs still. They could definitely still bring it back, but they're going to have to defend quite a bit better on cash, as a lot of early advantage went to Luminosity on that attack, and all they really gained was, some of the delay and damage on that wall, really, and then, pick here or there. But I like the back and forth adjustments we've seen. So far, for example, they Soniqs defended Jim twice. They adjusted and then managed to win it the second time. Some of that due to Avian just going nuts with the Cade gun. But then we'll see if they can do the same thing here on Cash. Can they adjust and bring it back? Factor there with 10, and Rexon trying to catch up, trying to make up for what I said earlier.
Mm-hmm. He's doing great there, yeah. Good teamwork on both sides, to be honest. This is a good match so far.
It's good to see the Soniqs able to play with normal computer situations, we hope.
Yeah, I would assume that they set themselves up after.
I would think. I hope he doesn't have to put another quarter in the machine while playing this time.
But at the same time, still, the roster that they're not practiced with. No. So you got to remember that.
Just the 1 day or so to be able to make quick adjustments, knowing they weren't going to be able to Sleb and Gompy today. But at least it was former team members, essentially. I mean, technically they were still on the team, but it's not total alien players there.
That's true. Well, you get to slot right back into where they were, but then got replaced on.
Yeah. You always got to wonder, too, is this the strats that they had built for with Sleb and Gompy, or have they made some new ones or used some of their old ones?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, they have to win for us to be able to ask, but...
Yeah. Well, I mean...
They can't, I guess, at this point.
They can, yeah. So no way that we're going to be able to ask Soniqs. We'll work up some questions for Luminosity, that's for sure. Or, I mean, you will.
Yeah. We'll look those up on the internet. Reddit, just type in what you want me to say.
Yeah. Thomas going to be opening up the garage. Neptune's attempting to challenge, and actually it's going to work out for him. Down goes Thomas, and Neptune's basically a freebie. As the buck was on his drone. Unfortunate is the word, but also poor timing, poor positioning from Thomas.
definitely not the best play there. Obviously, he should have been able to read into that, and just having so much of the garage open as well, just definitely fell for it. But a Claymore doing its job.
Oh, Neptunes.
Hey, at least he got one first.
You get a kill, you make yourself look good, and then the Claymore.
Yeah, why'd you have to do that?
It happens, though. It happens.
To be fair, he's having a decent match.
I mean, he has been having a good match. That's true. They're probably going to move that over to the garage. There's plenty of time for Luminosity to do that. And
see if they could get a second one.
I don't think Soniqs is going to expect a second Claymore on this door.
No,
so
probably not.
If they go for the run out, then they might not even check it. It is, in Neptune's defense, it is really hard to see that laser if you don't seriously look for it. So I guess he just skipped the step of looking for it, and that's why he died.
Hopefully he's not colorblind as well. I know that's a struggle sometimes for people.
Oh, yeah, for some people, can't see the red. Yeah. Well, Fractor's made his way into the garage thanks to the panel being opened up. And Hyena's actually going to be the one to get guys. Wow, don't even need Factor. Well, at least not yet.
Well, definitely going to work out for him to an extent, but he takes a lot of damage, actually. Yeah, off the screen there. Avian trying to counter this push, and he's actually going to get pushed from multiple directions.
I'll have to push back up the cache stairs and play in the site. We're coming down in the last 40 seconds, so the attack needs to get a little bit more heated. Doodle's going to push up the stairs following Avian and actually get a kill off of it. Impressive. Opening up that breach just a little bit more. Ghost and Super now the last ones on the Soniqs. Trying to delay and deny as much as possible. The C4 goes wide, doesn't land on the default plant. Hyena takes out Super, so it's just the player inside of the connector. Ghost gets one. Needs to find 3 more. Hyena will stick the plant, and he will be successful in that endeavor. No gas canisters left. His position maybe not known. Doodle exposes himself whether he knows it or not, but the timing is just terrible for Ghost. And it will be the final kill for Doodle. GG comes in the chat. Luminosity wins 7-3. And that's going to be a nice one there for Luminosity.
Our third 7-3 in a row.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just one of those days.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm not complaining. This is my 7th match.
Well, too bad it wasn't all 7-3s for Latam earlier too. That would have been extra funny.
Well, that was a weird. It was a weird Latam day. I'm not gonna deny it. But it wasn't that fast, no. Today, for North America, has been pretty fast, and it's been good. I'm actually glad I got to cast this.
Yeah, it's been good. I mean, we still have one more match to go after this as well, but
yeah.
I think it's been definitely an interesting day for NA, and of course, the top 4 has been shaken up quite a bit, because now you've got Luminosity contesting there as well, so everyone contesting for that spot in Japan, it seems, just because of the way the points went down today. So today was really kind of setting up, I think, the last few play days after this to really kind of decide that.
We're starting to find the divide between the two groups, the ones who can make it and ones who can't.
It's a bummer for Rogue. They're just that much farther back now at this point.
Well, they could win against DZ for all we know.
I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying the gap widens for them at this point, unfortunately.
That's for sure. That's for sure. I mean, we'll find out when we get to that. That's the last day, the last match of the day, Dark Zero versus Rogue, and that should be. Well, I mean, the points say it'll be a pretty fast one in favor of DZ, but I think it'll be an interesting match.
Oh, definitely. I think so as well, but you never know. Well, we have yet to get to that, but I think that was actually a fairly interesting match we just had as well. I think Soniqs put up a pretty good fight. They definitely were in a better situation this time, and it showed. You saw, for example, Ghost able to do a lot more when he didn't have to play on a trackpad, and I think that makes a big difference. But I mean, kudos to him for getting the kill while on that, because that is really, really hard to do. But either way, I think they played well. They tried some different things. They tried to make some adaptations, but their defense is really what cost them in the end, because they had a good attack half.
They certainly did. I mean, we had some good efforts from Soniqs overall, but ultimately, Luminosity just winning out. I mean, they were more practiced. They were more refined on their takes. They seemed a little bit more focused.
This is also their map, too.
A lot of the rounds that Soniqs were winning, it was because they were going for some rush strategies, catching Luminosity off guard. So, yeah, and it was a map that Luminosity are comfortable in. So.
Well, that just continues to add to the record now. So they have yet to lose it, and they've played it 4 times. One of them was a draw, but still 7-4, 7-4, 6-6, 7-3. That's a pretty good record on the most popular map in NA.
True.
Although if they make it to Japan, a lot of times things shake around, and they might not get to play it as much as they'd like. But still, it's showing that having VODs on them isn't necessarily doing anyone enough good yet.
No, definitely not. Well, I mean, we should be able to ask them about some stuff when we eventually get there.
Yeah,
maybe,
course.
hopefully.
Assuming someone's ready for an interview on that at some point here, but
We don't know.
so there we go.
Sounds like it's ready.
All right, well, let's talk to someone from Luminosity and see what they can say. Well, hello there, Hyena. How are you doing tonight? You guys had a pretty good match there to go the way you guys were expecting.
Yeah, I mean, it worked out.
Yeah. I mean, you guys, I assume, were planning for that map potentially?
Yeah, we had it narrowed down to like 2 maps.
How are you guys feeling so far about Factor joining the team? He seemed to have a pretty decent day Monday and definitely was top fragging today.
Yeah, Factor's, I mean, he's everything we expected and more. I mean, he just brings a lot of confidence to the team, which I feel like we were lacking, especially at LAN. I feel like, he's not afraid to, he's vocal and he's not afraid to like do things if he sees an opening. So we're very happy with him so far.
How's it affected the whole team in terms of the dynamic and role changes and stuff like that?
I wouldn't say it necessarily like affects the dynamic that much. I mean, we're all pretty good friends with him, so we knew like how he played. So we kind of just put him on Pixel's roles, and it's really just his play style that affects how the rest of us play.
Well, that's good. I mean, you guys definitely had some pretty good rounds there, but I got to ask about the round that you guys played Gym Bedroom and didn't reinforce the other side of the jacuzzi wall, and then spent all that time opening up the entire gym wall. What was the thinking there, or was some of that unintentional?
Yeah, so we had only scrimmed this map once or twice, I think, with Factor, and he didn't forget his reinforcements, but like he didn't remember, and he asked, and someone accidentally like told him that he was supposed to reinforce something else. So there was a little bit of confusion there. But we were supposed to have jacuzzi wall reinforced.
Well, it definitely wasn't something that worked out for you there. But were you guys also prepared for it to be the Thatcher ban and to be able to play against that, or was it unexpected?
I mean, we've played Soniqs on Club a lot. I wouldn't say it was expected, but like we know how to play without Thatcher.
Well, that's good to hear. Anything you would like to say to your fans out there, especially now that Luminosity has even more of a potential shot here at Japan?
No, just thanks for the support. I mean, we really appreciate it. It's our first win in a while, and we're pretty happy. It's unfortunate, with all the like ESL stuff going on with Soniqs, but we hope that everything works out and they'll be back.
Cool. Well, we hope everything works out for you guys as well. Congratulations on your win, and hopefully this is going to be the start of you guys being able to bring things back with the roster change. But we look forward to some future play days with you guys, and in the meantime, enjoy the win.
Yep, thank you. Have a good night.